So the story was, I thought Connecticut for Lieberman, since Joe didn't want anything to do with it, and it was an institution, we could use it as a mechanism to keep Senator Lieberman accountable. It's a little bit more than citizen activism. It's a little bit more than blogging and critics and opponents. It's a united group of people, because we have honorary status. If you're a Democrat or another party and you don't want to join, you don't have to. But when Senator Lieberman in October says that no one in Connecticut wants to bring the troops home more than Joe Lieberman, and he looks into the camera, I believe he misled the electorate. That's my opinion. And first thing he does, as you know, after he wins the election, he's home for 6 months, or 6 years, I should say, for free. He thinks there's no accountability. Mainstream media's not going after him. The Democrats can't say anything to Joe because he might jump to the Republicans. Republicans can't say anything to Joe because he might not jump to their side. There's no mechanism of accountability at all in Connecticut except for the great work that the bloggers are doing. And I thought this was a chance, since there was an institution, just to keep that spirit alive, a place to meet. I don't know how many times we're going to meet, but I think it's important to keep the party alive. So that's why some people said I hijacked the party, I took it over, Mr. Korchin here said I made a smart aleck move. Whatever you want to say, it was clear that Joe Lieberman wanted nothing to do with Connecticut for Lieberman. If he would have formed the party, he would have had his membership form the party. I remember in August, after he formed this party, he said it's going to be a brand new party. The spirit of like McCain and Lieberman is going to bring everybody together. It was going to be bipartisan. It was going to be the new wave of the future for American politics. So I said, great, deliver. But of course, that was just another promise that Senator Lieberman has made, in my opinion, and hasn't kept it. New York Times asked me, are you serious? I said, yes. What we're serious is we want to keep the senator accountable. It's all about the war in Iraq. It's about process. I think Connecticut should have a sore loser law. I think Connecticut should move up the petitioning date for candidates at least 1 month before the primaries. I think if you run for a political party and you drop out of your party and create a fake political party, you have to join that party. You can't remain a member of the Democrat Party and call yourself a Connecticut for Lieberman party and then get elected and not even join. I mean, other states like Ohio, they're writing like, what's going on here in Connecticut? So I think we've got to be a party of electoral reform, and I think we've got to be a party that deals with some of the issues of Senator Lieberman. I passed out some agenda items that I want to take a voice vote on. Even honorary members are allowed to vote. But I just want to put this to a test. By show of hands, people in this room, and press, obviously you don't have to vote, but by show of hands, by people in this room, does anybody in here think that Senator Lieberman wants to bring the troops home more from Iraq than you do?
No.
No. Does anybody in here, by show of hands, believe that they personally would like to see the troops home from Iraq more than Senator Lieberman?
Yes.
It's everybody in the room who's voting. So that statement, obviously, on face value, no one in Connecticut wants to bring the troops home more than Joe Lieberman, I think was ridiculous. And I think if Senator Lieberman would have said, in October, in my opinion, when he was anti-war Joe, if he would have said, I'm supporting the president 100%, I plan to have a troop surge, an increase, I want to send 22,000 new troops to Baghdad. If he would have said that, in my opinion, he would have lost that election.
And I want to go to Iran next.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one.
While we're there.
So, here's the agenda, but first,
It's a small country.
I want to introduce the person that I'm going to put up for the vice chair of the party, not chair of the vice, but the second person, and that's John Kantrowitz. John has run for the House of Representatives twice in the 4th Congressional District. He's run against Chris Shays. 1984, I ran against Stuart McKinney. So it's not like we're just Democrats off the street who's never done anything. So John's got a long record with the Democrat Party, 30 years with the Democrat Party.
Democratic Party.
Yeah. Democratic. I sound like O'Reilly. Democratic Party. So John, there's some few housekeeping rules you wanted to propose for rules of order.